Alright, this one deals with Frank Sinatra and why he always had spare dimes in his pocket. I will explain this. This is kind of a hard thing because I don't know the result of this because I wasn't born around this time, and a lot of it was private information. So anyway, I have a few cards here. We'll see what's going on. Alright, we have a foe. So, a competition, a comparison, the other side of the fence, a embrace of some joy not thought of. We have the Nine of Wands. We have deference, overcoming obstacles. We have thought. So planning, a comprehension, indecision, the thinking process, study, meditation on your problems, digesting information in a form of daydreaming. Sometimes my dyslexia comes up. I do apologize. Alright, so we have a room, we have company, meetings, errands, teamwork. We have falseness. We have lies, corruption, defensive, negativity, a fake something or another, betraying two-faced persons, deception of the worst kind, trying to convey some mistake or a lie, lying to self that something is okay when it isn't in reality. We have falseness. Okay, so Frank Sinatra always carried spare dimes in his pocket after the kidnapping of his son. The kidnappers demanded all communications via payphones, and Sinatra was determined to always be prepared, and he had the habit for the rest of his life carrying about 10 dimes. He was buried with the 10 dimes that he had in his pocket when he passed away. Okay, so I don't think he ever got his son back, but don't quote me. You can look it up. We'll figure it out together. We'll be little detectives together. But, yeah, it's kind of weird to have somebody that sings like Frank Sinatra. He was a crooner. A crooner is like a guy that sings. And then he has this happening like in his personal life, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I have to perform in order to get money so that I can keep calling these people, and then these people want something from me, you know, and then I want my son back or whatever. So it's a lot of complications there. So let's see the reading. You prefer to focus on creative expression so others definitely see you as a complete original. A person on a mission, born with a higher cause that needs to be recognized. We have bold and ready to take on any challenge. And then we have in a poorly set position, it can make a person see the partner through their possessions. Vain turned into the belongings of other people. It's a second house in Libra. That's like gold digger territory. You have somebody that's in your life that has a Libra in their second house. That is gold digger territory. So it could have been the child of one of his wives. I suspect he was married a few times. Don't quote me. I'm not a big fan of Frank Sinatra. I would have to dig up my grandmother, and she passed away a couple of years ago. She was a big fan of Frank Sinatra. But, anyway, I imagine he was married a few times, and this could have been an ex-wife that wanted money or something from him. Okay, a wanted pregnancy, an easy labor, change that you have been waiting for, a morphing into something greater, a positive change. And I think that's it. Oh, depression. Yeah. So, with Frank Sinatra, he did have a lot of things going on in his personal life. Um, I really don't want to read the second part. It's a little sad. Okay, so we have disharmony, imbalance, unhappy couple, separation, growth. We have coffee talk, silly games, lust. We have the devil, temptation, material possession, slave to desires, unhealthy obsession, locked into a relationship, holding back, natural energy, entrapment, down in the dumps, old lovers together, waters of the past, mirror of reflection, memories, and reminiscing, filters of the mind, childhood love. We have a dark female energy. We have teamwork, consideration, unity, fame, and intrigue, a foreigner, wrongs in life, equality for all. We have ethical behavior. We have fairness for everybody, and habitual progression, progressionary. That's kind of like when it's kind of like a deja vu type scenario. Having kids and getting married, settling down, broken promises. We have delayed domestic problems, family problems, stuck female energy, a mistress, working hard in life, producing good results, extra careful at work, working diligently, appreciation rotten. So it's a lot of stuff. So love obsession, the temptation to spend more than one has. Internship in media, entry level jobs in communication or media. So it makes sense. Whether it is a celebrity or anybody, if you go through a lot of things, you can be the one that smiles the most. You can be the one that sings the best. You can be the one that does your job with no expectation. And nobody quite knows why, but you have the hardest life out there is, and you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to lead on that you may have a problem. And a lot of people do that have gone through abuse, domestic violence, or abuse of power or corruption. So, a lot of people that care about other people will always care about other people. It's not people pleasing, it's more of, I'm going to care about you because I don't want you going through anything that you can't handle. Usually people that are going through a lot cry a lot. With people that have already been through it, they don't cry as often. I'm one of those people. I take everything on the chin. I take everything in stride. I smile a lot, mostly. And my charisma never wavers. I can talk to anybody for hours. Male, female, friend, or foe. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is when somebody tries to manipulate a situation or make it look like I'm naive. I'm not naive. I'm going to be who I am as a person. And I chose a long time ago to be a good person, be a very welcoming person, talk to people, be that very extroverted person. I've always been extroverted. I've always liked talking to people. I always like asking a lot of questions, and I stay curious. It's very, very freeing. But when people underestimate my talents, needs, and stuff like that, it becomes a problem. And when people take advantage of me, I know they're taking advantage of me. Like, I'm not a fool to the game. I've been through a few rodeos where there's been issue about how I am as a person. I'm not going to change, by the way. I just like observing, knowing, and writing an entire, blog about my experiences with celebrity stuff. It's kind of the same thing, where they go through a lot, but when it comes to their work, they're showmans. They show you what they want to show you, okay? And being a friend to somebody is a bigger deal than you may think. You may think it's all fun and games with the way the world is now, but being somebody's friend means that you're taking occupancy in their heart to some degree. You're trying not to change this person. If the person decides to change on their own, you're going to accept them no matter what. I take that on every day. Okay. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people I talk to. And a lot of people show me sides of them. And if you're not able to love a person who has many sides, you are not a main character, by the way. So you have to be able to take people at their worst. And with Frank Sinatra, he puts on a great show. But his personal life had its ups and downs. There was rumors that he may be tied to the mafia. He may have had some type of dealings with certain aspects of an industry that didn't really show too much in the media sector. The narrative was very small around that time, but rumors were going around about stuff that he was involved in. So, knowing that he went through something like this is a big deal. So, having your child kidnapped or there being a situation over your kids, that's a problem for any parent. And I believe Frank Sinatra took it in stride and tried his best as a parent and as a performer. And when you become part of the public eye, you do face things like this, where people try to manipulate you or make you do what you don't want to do, or compromise your morals. So just take heart in that. Doesn't matter how successful you are, you do have to keep it in the back of your mind to stay protected. Have a small group of friends, have a small conflicts with people that are close to you, and also your relationship should never be part of the public knowledge. If they know that you're having struggles in your relationship, they will take advantage of that and try to crumble your reputation. So be very careful with a lot of information that you decide to share with the public. Alright? Anyway, I will see you in the next reading. Take heart and have a nice evening. If you happen to see one of Frank Sinatra's shows, it's amazing. I've seen a few clips on YouTube, and I've seen some of the concert stuff that my grandmother had in her repertoire of many great performances.